Hello. So we'll start Jdbc Java database connectivity. This is required for both standalone application as well as web-based application using the programming language Java. The course is suitable for both computer science engineering and engineering students. Those are opting career in industry as well as those are in the university for their irregular exams, lab-based regular exams. So JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. Some people said this is as part of the advanced Java. Some are said this is the core Java. Actually, here this depends. But since it is applicable to both core and desktop-based application as well as advanced, that is web-based application, and also distributed application. But we need some basic languages, basic concepts of Java as well as MySQL or any other database. So for me, this is the part of the core Java concept. So the prerequisites for this course is class and object, interface, inheritance, exception handling. Class and object, the basic view, to create a class, because Java is object-oriented programming language. So every object we are creating, it is depending on a class. Object is the blueprint of a class. Object is instance of class. As well in our object we can create, but for that we need to define a class. So this is completely to the programmer and to the application for which we are developing. So the example here is a simple class, the circle, public class circle. We made it public because it is accessible to everywhere, not only in a single package, to many number of packages outside to this package. So here, because this is a simple example, I have not added any package. So that's why I'm telling here the concept of core or the basic object-oriented principles, class, contents. Two things. One is data, usually private, but we made it public here. You can say this is a member to the class, the attribute to the class here, x and y, double type and r, also double type. Xy stands for center of the circle, the coordinate, and radius is r. The method that is called the functionality as to this class. One functionality is anyone who can access the object or to utilize those object. Anyone, any other classes can access this, the member and the method, circumference and area, to calculate and to print what are the value. The value will be given through the constructor. So the right side is another class, that's a test class. So the test class has a method that is main. So it's creating two objects, one is a circle and b circle. So a circle is of which type? Circle type. And b circle is also circle type, so that's why we are using constructor. Then through a circle we can call the method circumference and access area to print circumference and area as per the data. So x, y and r is not given. So this is actually the abstraction. We have not given the details because then the students have the basic knowledge how to create those things. So the point is what we can create object of the circle, two objects, a circle and b circle, and through a circle dot circumference print the circumference of a circle, and b circle dot circumference will print the circumference of b circle. The contents for this JDBC is the architecture, class and interface, driver types, image insertion into database, callable statement for stored procedure. JDBC Java Database Connectivity. What is it? It stands for this, an API stands for Application Programming Interface. What is API? API is nothing but collection of pre-written packages, classes, interfaces, and with their respective methods, fields, or constructors. So what is JDBC? JDBC provides Java application with access to most database systems by structured query language. So we must have the prerequisite, the knowledge, prior knowledge of structured query language. Basically the create, insert, update and delete statement. To write query, to access the database, to read the data, to update the data and to delete the data. Architecture. The JDBC architecture and API closely resemble Microsoft DBC open database connectivity. JDBC is based on SQL 92 standard. JDBC classes are contained within one of the package that we need to utilize in our program, that is java.sql. There are few classes and there are several interfaces that will be discussed. So this is the architecture. This is described in two different ways. One is a two-tier architecture and second slide will be three-tier architecture. In two-tier architecture, so one side is database and second side is Java application. So we can say here, until unless we are not developing web-based application, we can say Java application is at the front end, database is at the back end. There is API, the package we are using here, sql.star. So this contains all the methods, Java methods actually, that will be converted to SQL query statement to read or to access the database and give it to the front end, that is Java application. At the left side, so JDBC is helping to connect from Java application or the programming statement that is called method calls and to interact with the database manager, that is called SQL query. So we'll utilize some protocols because here there is a communication of two different technology. So we need to follow that protocol. This is called Jdbc, proprietary protocol, through which we can communicate one port to other port, or we can say Java application port to MySQL or Oracle or any other database port. So that's why we need to follow a certain protocol. And this slide contains it's regarding same JDBC, but it's described in a three-tier architecture structure. Three-tier architecture means here the first tier is obviously the database. The second tier is something called server, application server tier. This middle tier. This is suitable for web-based application. And the top tier is client application, that is Java. So the top tier usually is a UI. The middle tier is a server, servlet or JSP. And the final tier is called data tier. So here the MySQL resides at, or MySQL will work at DBMS, that is the last tier. Java will work at the first tier, and the middle is depending on which type of application we are developing. Maybe it is EJB or servlet or JSP or some other technology. Web-based application requires many technologies, and the popular user interface technologies are HTML, JavaScript, as we call jQuery, AngularJS, so many things. So that is for client application at browser site, and database side is MySQL or any other Oracle or some other database management system is working, utilized for that. And application server, some servlet technology or some REST. Services, that is web services, or JSP, Java Server Based Technology, or EJB, Enterprise Java Technology. Those things we are utilizing in middle tier. But anyhow, here we are dealing with Java database connectivity. So how the Java application, particularly it's not at the client application, it is at the middle tier. So the middle tier, how it will communicate to the DBMS, will communicate through JDBC. So that's why JDBC is attached with the middle tier, not on the front tier. So again, this is the overall structure. Java application at the front end, and at the back end is JDBC. That is MySQL, database management system. So many different database management systems are there. So we have given here two, Oracle and SQL Server. That can be many. So depending on which the application we are developing. So there is not much difference because all are using SQL queries. So Java application Jdbc API, that is SQL.star we are using. Then Jdbc driver manager. So under the API there is a driver manager class actually. So this driver manager class giving the facility of drivers. So then driver is actually connecting to the database. So here it is database specific which type of driver will utilize. If it is Oracle, then the Oracle type of JDBC driver will utilize. For SQL server, SQL server type database, JDBC driver and some other DBMS will utilize that particular specific type of JDBC driver. So it depends on which type of driver we are utilizing. So this will be discussed in the next class, the next slide. So for more clarification of this, simply we can say there is a source and destination point. Whenever we are moving from source to some other point, let destination, let a student is moving from the college to his home, so there must be a connection how the student is coming by vehicle and also by road. So this road is governed by RTO and the vehicle is obviously governed by the driver. So here again the driver is certified by the RTO, so by license. So the same thing here. So if drivers is helping to drive the vehicle, the driver manager is giving the permission to the driver, then only the student or here the data from the Java application side will pass through this RTO, that is driver manager, through the driver, then reaching at the destination, that is a particular database. This is the overall architecture. So these are certain classes: driver manager, date, time, timestamp classes, and this is certain interfaces what we are going to utilize: driver connection and statement, and result set, prepared statement, callable statement, database metadata, results and metadata. So these are things will be utilized. So there are certain four type of drivers. Nowadays we all are utilizing driver 4, that is type 4 driver, direct or pure driver. So this thing will be discussed in the next class. Thank you.